You ever find yourself making the exact same mistake again, even when there's a voice in your head screaming, "Don't do it"? It's that frustrating feeling, right? You know what you're supposed to do, but somehow you end up on that same old worn out path. Today, we're going to get into why we get stuck in those loops, and more importantly, a really practical way to start breaking free.
It's a battle we all know so well, isn't it? You decide, okay, this is it. I'm going to be more focused at work, or I'm not going to react that way in this relationship anymore. You've got the best intentions. Your conscious mind is totally on board.
And yet, the old habit just plays out again, almost like it has a mind of its own. It can feel like you're fighting some invisible force inside yourself. Well, in this explainer, we're drawing from Charles Haanel's classic, The Master Key System, to uncover exactly why this happens. And we're going to explore a powerful tool for making real, lasting change.
So, to really understand why we get stuck, we've got to look deeper than just our everyday thoughts. We need to explore the powerful engine that's always running in the background, what we call the subconscious.
Haanel really pinpointed this as the source of all our automatic actions. A great way to think about it is like the operating system on your phone. You don't have to tell it how to connect to Wi-Fi or run an app, it just does it. Your subconscious is the same. It's where all your habits, your gut reactions, and your deep-seated beliefs live and run on complete autopilot. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. If you want to change what's happening on the screen of your life, you can't just keep mashing the same button harder and harder. You have to go deeper and actually adjust the programming. To truly change our actions for good, we have to learn to work with the part of our mind that's actually in control. Okay, so if the subconscious is this powerful operating system, how in the world do we communicate with it? How do we install new software or maybe update some of those old buggy programs? Well, Haanel's answer is a tool that's surprisingly simple. He calls it suggestion or auto-suggestion. Suggestion is literally the language the subconscious understands. It doesn't respond to complicated logic or debates. According to Haanel, it responds to the dominant ideas, the mental pictures, and the feelings that we consistently feed it. It learns through repetition, just like you'd learn any new skill. And here is the absolutely crucial point. Our thoughts aren't just passively watching the world go by. They are active, creative forces. By deliberately choosing and repeating thoughts that line up with who we want to be, we start to impress new instructions onto the subconscious, and then it gets to work making those instructions a reality in our lives. So this brings us to that classic struggle, right? The fight between our conscious willpower and those deeply ingrained subconscious habits. It's a battle that so many of us are fighting every single day. Think about it like this. On one side, you have your conscious will. It's logical, sure, but it takes a ton of energy, and man, does it get tired easily. On the other side, you have that subconscious habit. It's automatic, it's emotional, and it is absolutely relentless. Trying to force change with willpower alone is like trying to paddle a tiny canoe against a massive ocean current. You might make a little progress for a while, but the second your energy dips or your focus slips, that powerful subconscious current just takes over and pulls you right back into that old familiar pattern. Real, lasting change doesn't come from fighting the current. It comes from reprogramming your destination so the current actually starts to flow with you. And these autopilot patterns, they show up everywhere. At work, it might be that endless cycle of procrastination, waiting until the very last minute. In our relationships, maybe it's reacting with that same defensive tone in every single disagreement. Or, hey, it could be as simple as unconsciously reaching for your phone the second you feel even a tiny bit of boredom. All right, so this might sound like a pretty big concept, but how do we actually start putting it into practice? Haanel's whole system is built on small, consistent daily actions. So let's walk through a super simple exercise you can literally start today. This is all about starting small and building that momentum. Find just a few minutes where you won't be disturbed. Then choose one simple, positive idea you want to install. Something like, I am focused and capable, or I am calm and patient. Then just repeat it to yourself quietly and really allow yourself to feel the truth of it. The key here is doing it daily. This is the first step in consciously directing your thoughts. Now, it is so important to understand this. The Master Key system isn't about wishful thinking or some kind of mystical trick. It's a system of mental discipline. It's based on a simple principle. Just like you can train your body in the gym, you can absolutely train your mind by understanding how it works and then consistently applying that knowledge. So to bring it all together, your automatic behaviors, they're run by your subconscious mind. That's the home of your habits. The language it understands is repeated suggestion, these positive affirmations. And that's exactly why reprogramming your mind is so much more effective for long-term change than just relying on willpower. You're working with your mind, not fighting against it. And the most empowering part of all of this, you can start that process right now. So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. Based on everything we've just covered, what is one simple, positive thought you could choose to practice this week to begin installing a new program? Our next explainer builds directly on this foundation, where we'll explore the incredible power of visualization. You can find the full playlist right in the description. Thanks so much for joining me.